Good morning, Royale Collective. Well, yep, it's 11:30, so it's still morning. Good morning and welcome to Royale Collective. This is going to be sort of my photography page, YouTube channel sort of thing. So it's going to be a various different amount of things on there. Obviously today is the first day of me doing this, so I'm a bit new to it. I don't really know what I'm doing, as from what I'm saying you could probably work that out, but this is the first day doing it, so we're gonna just start with basic stuff. Today is my first proper shoot, you know, to start somewhere, but as it's a nice day, it's a bit windy, as you can probably see in the background. It's a bit windy, but we're gonna go out on the bike. Gonna go out on my CBR 600. Annie, my girlfriend, is coming with me, and I know how much she loves it, so we're gonna go for a ride on the bike. But first we're gonna give it a good clean, because it's, well, disgusting from the last time I went out on it. It's covered in flies. It looks like a bit of a graveyard on the front. So we're going to give it a clean. I'm just going to do a bit of a time lapse of that. First, we've got to move the BM, hence I'm inside, and yeah, stripped out, of course, so it's not quiet in here when you're on the road, but we're going to move it because I can't get out the garage with the BM in the way. So we're going to move the car and then crack on with washing the bike. Put a video on the bike to show you what it's like from a rider's point of view. I've got a GoPro attachment alongside my helmet, so that'd be helpful. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first of many, so there'll be various different things going on. I want to eventually start doing car reviews and taking different people's cars on the road. I obviously want to do one of this, my BM, but I don't think it's that special, so we're not going to do that straight away. I'd love to do Annie's car, and if any of you know Annie, you know how cool her car is, so we'll probably do that at some point, probably soon. But with coronavirus happening at the moment, I'm not really too worried about it, so we'll get there eventually. But first, we're going to move the BM and get the bike out and start washing. So I will see you in a bit. Right, so we've just got the bike at the garage. I'll give you a bit of a walk around, show you what it's like. Also show you all the dead birds. Some of them look like birds. All the dead flies on the front. Go from there, really. There she is, look. It's a good little bike. Spent, when did I buy it? Back in 2018, I think I bought it. And it was in a bit of a state, bless her. All the wheel bearings are gone, all the rust on the chassis. There you go. All the flies on the front there. Lovely. Yes, bought it. I was gonna do my test straight away and ride it on a restricted license, but decided against it. Micron exhaust as well. Yeah, so I was gonna ride it on a restricted license, found everything had it, so decided to strip it down and fully rebuild it. So all the chassis has been powder coated, the engine's been cleaned, everything's been painted, everything bar the original paintwork. But yeah, needs a bit of a wash, and show you a bit of it when I'm finished. I wouldn't have thought it would take too long, but for all of you that don't know, is I never... Oh, there's a spider on my bike. Look. Don't know if you can see that, but there's a spider on the bike. But yeah, I don't use a jet wash on my bike, simply for the reason that all the water, obviously at high pressure, can get into the wheel bearings and bits where you don't want it to. Wash all the lubrication out the chain, all that sort of stuff. So I just wet it. Use I've actually started using a Kira brand citrus bug and grime remover, which is really good. So use a bit of that on the front, wash it off, and then wash the bike by hand, dry it and polish it. So let's get started. So that's the bike all nice and clean. We're going to go out for a ride in a bit. My dad's popping over. First ride out for him this year as his bike's been broken. So we're going to pop out for a ride. Don't know where we're going, to be honest. But we're going to pop out for a bit of a ride, see what happens really. I mean, I'm obviously going to do the shoot, which is in Swindon. I'm in Newbury at the moment. So about a half-hour ride, depending on how fast you go, obviously within the speed limit. But yeah, we'll probably go along the A4, I expect. But yeah, he's all nice and clean now. All nice and clean. No flies on the front. Still needs a polish. There's still water in there. Don't know if you can see that. There's still water in there. Yeah, she's all nice and clean, ready to go. I'll check all the tyre pressures in a sec. Check the oil. Obviously got to get it on the centre stand for that because I can't do it on the side stand because it's leaning. But yeah, I'll check the tyre pressures, give the chain a good oil, just give it a quick check over. Obviously check I've got fuel, because if you look at my gauge cluster, in behind there is your temperature gauge, which you can't see anything. There you go. In there is my temperature gauge, rev counter, which sometimes works, and speedo. Nowhere in there is a fuel gauge. So we got reserve, but usually about 120 miles and you've got to fill up. It's only a small tank, so we've got 57 miles, is it 57 miles? I can't remember now. Yeah, 57 miles, and then we'll need fuel in another 57 miles, I expect. So 2 up, it uses a bit more fuel anyway, but it'd be good to get out on it. It's a nice day, so it's shorts on the bike under the kit, because otherwise you get too hot. But yeah, I'll give you a few specs. We'll just go into the garage because it's a bit windy out there. You probably can't hear me very well. I haven't got a microphone for this yet. It's just microphone on the camera, so I do apologise if the video quality isn't very good. But yeah, so obviously it's a Honda CBR 600F, not the RR. The RR wasn't out yet. That was only a 900 RR in the late 90s. So it's a 1998 Honda CBR 600F. Obviously it's on carbs, naturally they've been played with. It's got Micron exhaust on it, stainless headers, which look quite nice if you actually get close to the bike, but you can't really see them very well on the camera, so I won't worry about showing you. If I got the fair enough one day I'll show you. But yeah, so she's 105 horsepower, I think it's around 12,500 RPM. Being a Honda, it's got no torque, so it's got 43 foot-pound of torque, and that's about it really. 6-speed, rides quite nice. Fork's been rebuilt. It's a really mint one if you compare them to a lot of them, because a lot of them they just get ridden into the ground. Like when I got this one, it was a commuter bike, so the oil changes weren't very regular. You know, the chain was slack. You know, it had the wrong size back tire on it. You know, the disc was on the back. He'd just been riding it on the back brake, so it had such a groove and it was unreal. But that's all new now. It rides perfect. Went through the MOT last year because that's his first MOT in 3 years or something like that. So obviously I had it for 2 years rebuilding it. But yeah, knew everything. Went through the MOT perfect. No advisories. Even though it's got the Micron exhaust on, it's not that loud. Just makes it sound a bit better. It's quite loud on full chat, but it's a bike, so it will be. Red line's 14,500 RPM, and you know when you hit it. But yeah, she's alright. So we'll get kitted up in a minute. I'm gonna stick a GoPro on the rev counter because it's half the time it don't work, but it's right in the line of view. So stick it right in the middle. You should be able to see what we're doing, all that sort of stuff. You might be able to hear the bike as well. I'm not really sure, but we'll take some clips of that. Just gonna have some lunch, get kitted up, and then we're off out. You alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one shoot done. First proper shoot. What do you think? Good location? Yeah. So, let me show you. So we had all this out here, look. Nice bank bit. And then we had a bit down here as well. So we come on the bike, but it was very windy, as you can probably hear. So I do apologise if the audio is terrible. But we had a nice sort of open area. So, the gates look quite cool in the pictures, to be fair. Shot through some of them and it looked pretty cool. So yeah, and we're gonna shoot on back on the bike now. There's the bike. Go home, and we're gonna start editing. And yeah, that's well, that's the first video done on the move. Would you say?
Yep.
Yeah. Your hair looks a mess. It's only because of the window. Yeah, it's very hot in the kit, as you can see. We're wearing kit. Don't go out on your bike with no kit, because otherwise it hurts you. Not that you're going to come off, obviously. But yeah, we're going to go home, start editing, and yeah, we got a couple of time lapses as well. Some on the bike, some of the shoot as well. So we're going to add that in as well. And yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
I suppose we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, pipsqueaks.
Bye, pipsqueaks. Bye.